We got to put that I Can Be Your Halo song.
There you go. I was. Hey, oh my goodness.
Because I'm sure there's like some type of recording equipment where we can just really lay that down.
Dude, I've been singing it since yesterday.
It really won't be nothing to do. Just play a track and record it just like recording the show. Yeah. Yeah, bro, we got to make that happen, bro. We dropped too many platinum hits.
Too many platinum
hits. Too many. Every day. Every day, just more and more. Welcome in.
You went from recruiting me, and now I get the DMP CDs.
Did not play Coach's Decision.
Come on, man. We got to drop that joint, man.
Oh, that's fantastic. Welcome in, everybody. It is Sports 56. Grind time on a wintry mix sort of Thursday. All the kids out of school pretty much for really no reason, basically, as it turns out. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know. We've had days where we didn't let them out and they should have, and then today we just decided, like yesterday afternoon, like, you know what? Whatever happens, they're out of school. It doesn't matter. We don't really care at this point. And yeah, so they're out of school.
Yeah,
which adds a bit of challenge to the parents' days, but hey, there you go. Enjoy a snow day, kids, without really
Gabe's mom's
any
teacher.
snow at all.
She's good. She didn't mind staying at home with him.
That's true. I'm happy for the teachers if they do get a little bit of a break, then that's awesome, fantastic. But in any event, listen, we're out there. Stay safe. I know some of you in some of the more remote areas are probably having a little bit of issue with the roads, so be careful. It is only going to be colder throughout the rest of the day. It's already down into the 20s. It'll get into the teens tonight. So, yeah, it's going to be cold as you head out to FedEx Forum to watch the Grizzlies in action against the Detroit Pistons, making their only trip to Memphis. And looking forward to talking to our pal, my former colleague over at The Athletic, Amari Sankofa, going to join the program here today about 1:25. So our next segment, we're going to talk to Amari, assuming that he's in his plane's supposed to be in and all that, but there is a little wintry issue, so we may have to. But I think we're good.
Yeah,
I think we're good. So we're going to talk to Amari, who is now in Detroit covering the Pistons for the Detroit Free Press. We're going to talk to Amari about that and other things. Dustin Starr will join us at 2:00 to talk a little bit about wrestling. Plenty of wrestling to discuss.
No, I'm disgusted.
So all of that to come on the show. If you want to join us, you can. It's the AutoZone listener line. It is open for you. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Join us, 360-8255, 901-360-8255. Hit us up on the chat as well. You can watch us and stream us in any number of platforms. And when you see us, hit us up. We would appreciate that. So that's good. Good for you to be able to do that. Anthony Sane, how you feeling today?
Man, I'm good, man. Another day, another dollar. This world make you want to holler.
Another day, another dollar. These girls will make you want to holler. What about you, Darian? You doing okay?
Yeah, man, doing awesome. Like you said, thinking about those Mississippi teachers, they weren't so fortunate, so they're not out of school. They just got a 2-hour delay. So all four of mine in class.
In class, so you're fine. You're good to go.
Absolutely.
You're absolutely good to go there. Well, I think that was the right, frankly, in hindsight, I think that was the right decision. To be made. So we talked about how it's going to be a crazy day. How about today? We've been discussing it. Anthony saying we found out just before the show. The All-Star Game voting is out. The first returns, and looky. Ja Morant,
look at there,
third amongst the guards in the Western Conference at just under 670,000 votes. Not far away from Luka Doncic's number at all. Now everyone is trailing Steph Curry, who's the leading vote getter all the way around. And you kind of figured that would be the case. He's turned into the biggest star in the NBA. I would say even bigger than LeBron at this point in terms of just crossover and all that stuff. Man, everybody loves Steph Curry. LeBron is right there. He's third, actually, behind Kevin Durant in the overall voting numbers. Actually, fourth. Giannis is third. And LeBron is fourth. So maybe slipping a little bit in terms of the overall excitement. But John Morant with 670,000 votes, Anthony Sain is ahead of the likes of Anthony Davis, Karl Anthony Towns, Jason Tatum, Jimmy Butler, all a bunch of guys that you would expect to be higher. Kyrie, D. Rose, Russell Westbrook, Damian Lillard, Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, Chris Paul. I mean, he's lapped the field on a lot of these guys, which as I pointed out, like, this just tells you where Ja is in terms of market size, because there is nobody else other than the likes of Giannis who is putting up this kind of and Giannis has been in the league now for a while and NBA champion, all that, MVP. So I mean his level of stardom is enormous. You look at all the rest of the markets that are represented. It's all San Francisco, Los Angeles, New York, Philly, Dallas, etc. It's not Memphis, and it just goes to show you, Ja Morant is a superstar at a level that we've never seen here.
Yeah, for sure. It's exciting to see it. It's exciting to see him. At 3, the guys he's ahead of, like you said, I didn't really think about looking how he compares to other guys. Would this be the first year that LeBron wouldn't be Team LeBron? Did Steph beat him last year too? I don't think we're ready for that. I think last year's All-Stars were LeBron, Team LeBron.
Yeah, I think it was Team LeBron.
So we're gearing up for the first.
But wasn't Steph out? Wasn't Steph hurt or something like that? Wasn't he?
So Steph beat him last year in votes too. Is what you're saying?
I don't remember. I have to go back and look. But yeah, Steph was out.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it's super exciting. I don't know if I want to do this big reveal
Steph
now.
Steph was by far the leading vote getter
last year.
But
he couldn't play. So LeBron.
in the backcourt. LeBron was slightly ahead of him though overall.
Oh, okay.
So
this would be the first team.
So we'll see.
Steph, yeah,
we'll see how it goes. But yeah, LeBron was ahead of him by about 500,000. Kevin Durant was actually ahead of him too. So, yeah.
So right now it's looking like Team KD versus Team Steph.
That's what it looks like right now.
But here's my prediction: Ja's gonna be the starter.
Yeah, he'll pass Luka.
I think so too. I think the momentum is there. I don't know. I mean, Luka's gonna be tough. Luka's gonna be tough to pass. But Luka's been. I went back and looked at the last few years, and Luka's been at or near. His rookie year. He had basically the same number that Ja's got now. Luka had in his rookie year. He's always had big time international support. Dallas, much bigger market, that kind of thing. So it's gonna be tough to knock off Luka and to slide into second spot. But you remember fan voting is only 50% of the deal. The media and the coaches also throw in there, and I think the coaches will definitely lean towards Ja this year.
Media and peers. Coaches vote.
Oh yeah, media and peers.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I think the peers will lean toward Ja, and I think the media will too.
Mm-hmm. And that's how he'll get the nod.
Yeah,
everyone else will tip the ballot.
It'll be close, but I think it would not shock me at all. Especially seeing all this, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's fantastic.
Man, it's great.
So many other things to look into. Kind of like if you want to kind of read between the lines on some of this stuff, that's very interesting. Again, you look finally Zion didn't get any votes, which or wasn't top 10 at least. Which you say, a big star, all that. But look, Klay Thompson got 370,000 votes and has not played.
He did the same as well last year too, Peter. He got quite.
And if you're a big enough star, then you get votes no matter what. It doesn't matter what. I mean, again, Derrick Rose getting 232,000 votes. I love Derrick Rose, but
do you see the egregiousness though with Zach LaVine? Like James Harden over Zach LaVine at this moment?
Yeah, that's the
and again, but that's James Harden, man.
Yeah,
James Harden, Trae Young.
With people, man.
These
Shout
guys.
out to DeMar DeRozan though, man. Like,
absolutely,
get him in there.
Hey, DeMar, that's a huge number for him.
Mm-hmm.
That's very impressive that he's up there ahead of all those guys. Very impressive. 1.5 million for him. What I looked into, Anthony saying, maybe I'm just being a little conspiratorial here, but I feel like you would,
Come on.
you'll be right
Speaking
there.
my
with-
language. Let's go. You woke me up.
If I look at this list, and I'm a guy by the name of Jaylen Brown,
Protest.
I'm wondering, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, I'm
What
protesting.
do I have to do? I've been as good or better than Jason Tatum all year long, and y'all can't get me 92,000 votes with Nikola Vucevic. You can't give me 92,000 votes. We can't get up there to 100,000 votes, and Jason Tatum gets 640. Y'all don't love me like that. Get me out of here. I'm done.
I can speak on it. Jason Tatum is clearly the baby face of that tandem. Like he's the
Yeah.
Jaylen
He's
Brown,
the Shawn Michaels to
exactly.
he's the star. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. I got that.
Jaylen Brown's more vocal about everything. He's fine being kind of the one that you don't like, and I think in a popularity contest, it's just kind of plays out. But I think that kind of speaks to the whole situation going on here.
That's stupid. Like if you've got a team that is Boston Celtics are disappointing this year to say the least. But Brown is shooting better from the field, basically taking same number, making the same exact number of shots, shooting much better from the field, shooting better from three. Only difference is he doesn't get to the foul line quite as much, but they are essentially scoring the same number of points per game. He's as good or better rebounder, or as good or better defensive player. Not as good in rebounding, but I mean he's a gamer. And you're telling me that I mean you put one guy up there at 650,000 and the next guy gets nothing, like not even 100,000. Like they're basically the same. Like if I put the numbers back to back, you wouldn't tell there's no difference. Mm-hmm. Like it's silly. Like I don't get it. So the Celtics being where they are.
Yeah. Demand a trade, Jaylen Brown.
It's the kind of stuff. If I'm Jalen X, I'm about to I'm about to get after
Luther King, man. I'm trying to get back to. I'm trying to get to the mecca of the civil rights movement soon. I'm trying to get my way to Memphis.
That's exactly right. I mean, can you imagine
Jaylen Brown in Memphis?
What if it's on MLK Day?
No,
they trade Jaylen Brown. The Memphis Grizzlies, to honor the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr., would like to announce a trade for Jaylen Brown.
We got to manifest that thing, Derek. Keep my music up. You got it somewhere in the vault.
For the Memphis Grizzlies, in association with the National Civil Rights Museum, would like to announce a trade.
The Memphis Grizzlies. What's my guy's name who sounds like the Cowardly Lion? What's his name? The
Marcus? Marcus. Yeah. The Memphis Grizzlies.
The Memphis Grizzlies. Yeah. Let's get
in association with the King Library.
And
Black Lives Matter.
And Nelson Trade. Dylan Brooks.
Ooh. John Conchar.
The Lakers 2022 pick. In association with the Utah Jazz 2022 pick. For Jaylen Brown. Then Jaylen Brown comes out there with a suit on. Looking like one night in Miami.
I'd like to thank everybody for the honor to be here.
Yeah, we got to fix that, man. That man, he should be in the top 10 for sure.
Or at least above Vucevic.
That's what I mean. Like it's ridiculous. Like I mean, come on, man.
LaMarcus Aldridge.
Like look at the guards are like. I mean, he can't get ahead of some of these jokers. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro.
He should be fifth, no worse than sixth.
Yeah. So I'm saying,
like, I mean, just to show you how ridiculous all this is, LaMarcus Aldridge, who's washed and just got back in the league, for every 6 Ja Morant votes, somebody's voting for LaMarcus Aldridge.
Mm-hmm.
Like come on, man. Yeah, but I think Ja's going to get in. I think that unpopular opinion.
Oh, he's for sure going to get in. The only question is just going to be about whether he's going to be a starter.
And then
he's
definitely
definitely
I think once
people,
the thing about bringing these votes out, people look and then they say, okay, well, let me start leaning my votes this way.
Bring them out
to make this happen. So I think Ja's stuff is going to. I think Ja could possibly pass Luka in the fan voting as well, but yeah, man, Ja's going to get him. I'm going to step out here and say that as far as like likability, there are more guys like Ja than they like Luka in the league. I think guys will be pulling for Ja to
No question.
to get in there.
In the words of the Nike commercial, why not?
Why not?
Why not?
And I think that I know media loves Luka now. Hold on, man. Pause everything. I'm going to tell you what's bothering me about this whole MVP discussion. Because there are people that are scoffing at Ja being MVP. I'm not particularly saying Ja should be MVP.
But don't scoff
But
at
don't
it.
scoff at it. Because I sat here and watched y'all, not y'all, like y'all, but national media members put Luka Doncic in those conversations, and he's never been more than the 6th seed in the West. And I've never heard anybody say, oh, no, that's ridiculous. Am I right? I've heard people talking like serious, oh, Luka Doncic is dark horse MVP. Ain't nobody scoffed at it. But you start talking about Ja, we're 4th in the West, man. But anyway.
Yeah, I think. I have heard some people saying that. I mean, he's the thing is that if the Grizzlies continue to play at this pace, with this kind of win total, and being where they are, he's going to be in that MVP discussion. Like he's absolutely going to be he will be there if he's not already. Yeah. I mean, I think if you're making a vote right now, top 5 MVPs, I think he's in that top 5. I think he's 4th or 5th.
Yeah, gotta be.
So you look again. I think again part of it is that there's still that mark. The fact that the Grizzlies were 10-2 without him, that definitely still hurts him to a degree. So I think the more he wins and the more they win with him doing all this stuff definitely helps. But no, he's there. And again, the bigger thing for me, I think he'll be in that discussion. But I've talked about this before. I think this year is the first of 10 to 15 All-Star appearances for Ja. However many, how long he wants to be in the league. I mean, basically every year he's going to be in, as long as he's playing, at this, roughly this type of level, then he's going to be there. I mean, because people love to watch him. Like, the story, and I talked about this from if you go back, I wonder if I can find it now. I bet you I could find it.
Got a quick number for you while you're looking for something.
Grizzlies
have 21 games before the All-Star break. If they go 15-6, they'll have 40 wins before the All-Star break. Man. Most people didn't even think they would win 40.
If they go 15-6.
15-6, they have 40 wins before the All-Star break.
Man, that's you cooking with grease. Mess around and guarantee a winning record before the All-Star break. I've wanted to sit down and do this, but where does this season start? Like where they are right now, however many games they played. Where does this stack up against some of the better Grizzly teams? Like the one that lost to Golden State in 5 or 6. No, 6. When Tony Allen, when Mike Conley broke his face, and like where are they at compared to those teams record wise? Is there an easy way to do that other than going back and counting games?
You probably have to look at the date.
What do you like? What you're
comparing
different parts?
Not the date, it's total games played. Like if we played 37 games, like what was our record with 37 games in 5 years ago or whenever there was when they played? Because that was our best season.
Yeah, it's the best season. It's 14-15 is the last time that they were in this good this deep into the season.
I wonder how far are we all from that team? Because I really don't think our fans really understand how good we are this year.
Which year? 2014?
14, 15, I think, was the one when Jeff Green was here and Steph Curry hit that almost half-court shot. Mike Conley broke his face. That was the best. I want to say that was the best regular season record that the G&G team had. I want to say.
Yeah, it was. Let's see here. I'll find it for you. I like to.
I knew, man. That's why I threw it out to you, man. Sometimes your wife will play coy, play like she don't know how to do stuff just to make you feel.
That's so nice. You
speaking your language, Peter, trying to blow you up a little bit.
It's my love. You're speaking my love language. I appreciate that. Grizzlies were on January 6, 2015. They were 25-9. So
a little better.
They got a little bit better.
You're going by the date though.
Yeah, okay. So after 39 games, they were 28-11.
What are we now?
That year, Grizzlies are 25-14.
So we're 3 games.
28-11. They were 28-11 that year. They got all the way up to 30-12. Let's see. They're that well. I mean, actually, they went on a huge winning streak. Yeah, these Grizzlies teams are gonna have to go a long way because that team. I forgot about this, but yeah, at one point in time they were 39-13.
Man, that team was good.
So that means the Grizzlies would have to go 14-2 in their next 16 games to match that team.
Can't
I don't
see
think
that.
that's going to happen.
Can't see that happen, but you know.
Don't think that's going to happen. They're 39-14. They were 41-15, so that's even slightly better. 26 games over 500, 27 games over 45-18. So yeah, they kind of crapped out to end the season, tied for fourth that year. But you know, they were all the way into the March 31st. They were second in the West.
Yeah, I remember that. That team was stupid good. That was the year after we
So-
traded for Jeff Green, right?
Yes.
But see,
That was the one that went into, you know, that it was up 2-1 on the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the best Grizzlies team ever. This team is not there, but it could be. I mean, if
I
they
just want to see where
continue
we
to play,
stacked up against them. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, still got a ways to
do
go.
2011 real
Advance
fast. 2011 real quick.
2011,
Yeah.
where they were
Oh, I know they're better than that team. No, do the Western Conference final year. 2000.
13.
Yeah, 13. Yeah.
All right, that team was 20. They were 25-13.
So about
26
the
and 26-13.
about the same.
So they were one game ahead.
Wow. So we're one game behind that team, and 3 games behind the best ever team at this point. Mm-hmm. Man, that ain't.
And the Grizzlies, the schedule is gonna get a little bit easier actually.
Mm-hmm.
The Grizzlies have one of the tougher schedules, so it'll get a little easier. So yeah, I think they've got a chance to be in that mix. When we come back, we're gonna talk to our buddy Amari Sankofa about the game tonight, about the Pistons, about where things stand, and his return to Memphis in the middle of a I'm not gonna say snowstorm, but it's snowish here. In Memphis. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 98.5.
Be sure to follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows. Stay up to date with station events and have chances to win prizes from Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Bartlett Small Engine has been serving quality power equipment since 1970. They have a full line of power equipment, parts, and services for most makes and models. Bartlett Small Engines has the best brands in the power tool industry: Honda mowers, trimmers, and generators, Steel blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws, Echo trimmers, blowers, and chainsaws, plus quality products from Red Mat and Shindawa. And they're all American made. Bartlett Small Engine is your can-do store. 6780 Summer Avenue. Call 901-386-9779.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
I'm Brian Elder, 867-0303. Hurricane season is upon us. Is your roof ready? Are your shingles laying down and sealed properly? Call me right now, 867-0303. They say you get what you pay for. That's why my opinion is free. Maybe you've got years of life left in your roof. If so, I'll tell you that. But if I find storm damage or a compromised roof system, I'll lay out some options for you. Don't let them tell you it needs to be replaced if it only needs a repair. Call me, 867-0303. Has your insurance company already seen it and rejected your claim? Maybe they're correct. Most of the time, they're not. They do tend to become more reasonable once I get involved, though. 867-0303. I'll measure your roof from outer space or BrianElderRoofing.com.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
At Progressive, we know there's nothing like the feeling of riding a motorcycle with your crew on the open road. That symphony of engines roaring in perfect harmony. It's a feeling that would be impossible to recreate on the radio. Until now. Hit it, Jerry. Oh, my word. Really, really terrible. Was that a glockenspiel, Jerry? Quote with Progressive and see if you could save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. No, Jerry. It's over.
Mount Moriah Auto Sales. What sets them apart? Great selection, quality, high-end to low-end cars, and low mileage. Mount Moriah Auto Sales is under new management. Ask for Emmett or Steven. Check out their great selection of cars or trucks. Choose from Dodges, Jeeps, Fords, GMCs, Infinitis, Porsches, Range Rovers, Lexus, Mercedes, BMWs, even Bentleys. Mount Moriah Auto Sales also has a great service department with 12 bays for everything from oil changes to alignment to new tires. Go to MountMoriahAutoSales.com. Pick out your like new car or truck today. Mount Moriah Auto Sales, right on the corner and right on the price.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane.
I'm guessing y'all like this.
My boy there, man.
Shinsuke.
Free that man, bro. Send the man to AEW, bro.
Shinsuke.
They may be ready to go in and talk to Dustin. Bring him out. Come out here, Dustin Starr, you coward. You yellow belly coward.
Get your keister out here, buddy.
Get him out here right now.
Get him out here right
I bring
now.
all 4 of my kids to see you wrestle. Dustin
Dave
Starr.
Brown, get him out here right now.
They put Anthony Sane in
Wow,
the
body
ring.
slam Dustin
Guy
Starr.
Coffee. Get him out here.
Guy Coffee.
Eddie Marlin. Where's Eddie Marlin?
Ed Marlin. Get him out here.
Oh, Dustin, 5-star.
Look at
5-star. Dustin Starr. With his lovely wife, Maria. Get him out here right now. But it is sad that nobody in independent wrestling has adopted like an anti-vax, like super proud boy character. Like Dustin's got something that he can flip him over. Have you seen those guys he's got? I'm gonna confront that man about that one, bro. He's really missing an opportunity with them dudes for sure.
Do it.
Peter, would you pay to watch Dustin body slam Mr. Sane?
Nah, whoop, man, Dustin knows what's up.
I wouldn't pay much. I'm pretty cheap.
Dustin knows what's up.
Are we ready to talk to an old friend of the an old friend,
of the program.
ladies and gentlemen? Back in Memphis, he is the one and only Omari Sankofa.
Omari, what's up, brother?
Man, it's great. Happy to be back on the show. Feels like it's been a while, but I was just on here, I think, during preseason too. But, this pandemic
I know.
is different. So,
Too long.
Happy to be back on here.
Man. Omari, are
Too
you
long,
a
man.
wrestling fan at all,
Too
Omari?
long.
About a wrestling fan?
Yeah.
A little bit. I got more into it while I was down here because I kind of got shamed into it. But,
that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, because you said something your first night here. And I was like, man, get off that man.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh
remember
yeah.
that. That's how I mean.
Oh, that's right.
That's
Yeah.
right. Because I saw people coming at it. I was like, man, get out of here, man. Quit trying to act like this just like we just something like yeah. I remember that, bro, for sure. I forgot all about that, bro. That was our common bond. Was the whole wrestling.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
I forgot all about that,
I
bro.
didn't know.
Oh yeah, they were eating that man up on. Why am I even asking that question? Like me and you didn't go to the local wrestling shows here. Man,
I know. It was
ignore
like
me,
you guys
man.
didn't you guys
Ignore
go
me.
into the
I'm
rec
tripping,
room
bro.
and all that
Yeah,
stuff?
I'm tripping, bro. Ignore me, bro.
Rec room, and you took me to AEW, I believe.
Yeah, sure
we had a
did.
couple things. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Man.
Golly, bro. I'm getting old, bro. Ignore me. But I was just saying, man. But,
It feels like it was 5 years ago. It wasn't.
yeah, just know, bro. If you ever decide to be a wrestler, people would tear your name up, man. You would be from the darkest dungeons of Africa, bro. That's what they would have. What's going on, though? Omaricon! Sankova!
You know how it is.
My boy, what's up?
Kamala's grandson
from the Aztec ruins.
from Uganda.
No, I'm good.
Omicron!
How are things in Detroit? Omar, you guys have I know you're dealing with the same stuff we're dealing with down here. It's been a challenging year, to say the least. But you're traveling, you're doing your thing, man. Hopefully, staying healthy. How are things in Detroit for you?
Yeah, things are well. Family's good. You kind of touched on it. Still been not quite normal. As far as covering the league, just obviously with the pandemic still going on, but it has been good just to be able to travel, and it's been normal in that respect. Get to know people. Because obviously a big part of the job is the relationship building, and it was tough to do that during the first season when everything was on Zoom. So, in some respects, feels like I'm playing catch up a little bit, but at the same time, it's definitely been, I think, a lot more fun just to be able to get back on the road a little bit. Obviously, back in Memphis today, because it's the Grizzlies tonight, so that's fun. Looking forward to seeing some people. And it's cold out here. I wasn't expecting it to be like 27 degrees. It feels like Detroit, so I'm not happy about that. I was looking forward to at least like above freezing, but it's below freezing, so that's not cool.
Well, Mario, you're back, like you said, on the road traveling for NBA games. What team has been the most fun to watch on your travels? You haven't been here for a regular season game, so I'm sure the Grizzlies will impress you tonight. But what team has been the most fun to watch on your road travels, and what arena is kind of still? What's the interesting story you've seen as far as COVID restrictions or, vaccine mandates, or just interesting things you've seen as far as how different arenas are handling the whole COVID situation?
For sure. I would say the most fun thing, last night was the first time I saw the current version of this Charlotte Hornets team. And, Charlotte, they're a smaller market. They're not on national TV a lot, and I haven't seen them a lot. But I always like watching LaMelo, that Miles Bridges, who I watched in college, being from Michigan State. Terry Rozier. I just think that's a really fun thing. They've been a lot better than people expected. They were actually fourth in the East up until recently. They had a bit of a skid, but still above 500. I don't have an All-Star vote this year, I don't think, but if I did, I think I would probably put LaMelo on there just because he's sort of the powerhouse behind them, being a lot better than people expected. So I would say the Hornets. I would say that's an extremely fun team, and they're probably a piece away from really doing something in the Eastern Conference. As far as how arenas have been handling the COVID restrictions, I would say they haven't. There haven't really been any changes from a normal season. There's no mask mandate. I think some arenas may have vaccine mandates, but that of course largely depends on what state you're in. I remember reading that attendance was down a little bit this season just because you have people who are just staying home. They don't want to get sick, which obviously is very understandable. But beyond that, no, there really haven't been any differences from a normal season. From a fan standpoint, at least, outside of the fact that you just have some fans who are choosing to wear masks now.
The fact that you're coming back here, place well, arena well, games you've seen a lot of, and you've been following the number one overall pick, Cade Cunningham, who's had a little bit of a challenging first year. I think it's fair to say, with injuries and all the things that have come along with it, and just being part of a team that's just frankly not very good. How do you compare covering Cade Cunningham his first year to when you covered Ja his first year here, and obviously Ja has taken a massive leap since then?
Sure. I think there's some similarities and some differences. I would say one thing that's similar is that they both got hurt, and they kind of sent them back a little bit to begin their career. I think Ja had it was something with his knee. It was a minor knee injury during the off season, but they kind of brought him on slow to begin his rookie season. And it took a few games for him. I remember watching the preseason. It took a few games before it looked like he really got comfortable. And I would say maybe around the end of December is when he began to really take off, and that kind of coincided with when the Grizzlies also began to improve a lot that season, because they started off a little slow, and then by the end of the year, they were starting to creep a little bit toward 500. So they're similar in that respect. I think just sort of the hype that comes in with a top guy. Of course, Cade was number one, and Ja was number two. And Ja didn't really come in with that Zion level hype like most players don't. Of course, Zion went to Duke, so that kind of gives you a bigger lift. I think from a hype standpoint, Cade and Ja aren't that far apart. Because Cade went to Oklahoma State, Ja went to Murray State. Of course, a lot of people didn't see Ja in college just because he went to Murray State, unless you were local or one of those NBA fans who are just draft heads. So maybe Cade's a little bit higher in that respect. I would say the difference is that I think the Grizzlies team that Ja joined was better than the current Pistons team that Cade is on. And the big reason for that is because the Grizzlies were able to flip Mike Conley and Marc Gasol and get a pretty good haul back, a bunch of role players, picks, everything, and that jump-started to a rebuild. And the Pistons started with Derrick Rose and Blake Griffin and probably got a total of 2 second-round picks for those guys. So, yeah, the Pistons are bad this year. They're going through a full rebuild, to the truest extent of a full rebuild. And then you couple that with some injuries. Jeremy Grant's been out for the last month. Kelly Olynyk's been out for the last, 6 weeks, I believe. You just had a bunch of guys come out of protocols. You had 8 guys in the protocols right around Christmas. And, yeah, there's just been a lot of adversity, I think, around Cade. And he had the ankle injury as well, which kind of led to him getting off to a slow start to the season. He missed 20 of his first 21 threes or just something absurd. But since then, I do think he's been a lot better. He's not as flashy as Ja. He doesn't have that athleticism. He's a guy that you'll watch a game and it doesn't seem like he did a whole lot, but then it'll be midway to the third quarter and you look down and he has 16 points and 7 assists. And it's like, oh, okay. He's that type of guy. And he's also shown to be really clutch late. He's been the most clutch player on the team by far. And that's probably something that outsiders wouldn't necessarily know just because you're probably not watching the Pistons and you don't want to blame anybody. But a lot of the stuff he's trying to Oklahoma State he's shown this season. And it's just been a really good rookie class as well. So you have guys like Evan Mobley, Scotty Barnes, who have, really been outstanding too. So, I think Cade takes a lot of the boxes the Pistons expected. He's had to carry a pretty big load. But as the team gets healthy, I think we can see him come on a lot stronger during the second half of the year.
Amar, do you get a vote in the All-Star selection?
No, it kind of alternates every year. So I had an All-NBA vote last year. It'll probably go take to someone else later. I think I may have had an All-Star vote a couple of years ago when I was still in Memphis, but this year I don't think I'm going to have one.
Do you think that Ja Morant could gain? He's right now John's third in the West behind Luka Doncic is who's in 2 and in the guard vote. Do you think he could catch up? How do you think the media will lean in that whole situation with Ja versus Luka if it comes down to it?
I think Ja's going to get a lot of attention. I think this season he's really, and of course, the playoff performance last year too, I think helped a lot. But he's really been in the national spotlight a lot more, I think, this year. And from a media standpoint, I think he's going to get a lot of love for sure. Stuff like it is every year just because there's so many good guards, not just in the West, but maybe as a whole. But, yeah, I believe he's third in fan voting right now. I think it's probably going to be pretty similar for the media vote. If I had to guess, I'd say he would be top 3 or 4 in that for sure, especially since the Grizzlies and last I checked, they're 4th in the West right now. So naturally, I think you have to reward a team that's been pretty good with a starting vote.
Similar to me and Peter, you are not only do you cover Detroit is home for you, so you of course have some interest in what the Detroit Pistons are doing. Putting the media stuff aside and just speaking as a fan, because I know you are a fan of the team. What are your thoughts on the direction that organization is heading right
now? I think that just the rebuild for the Pistons was, and you're asking about the Pistons right now, not about the Grizzlies. Yeah, I think the rebuild was overdue. We had seen, I think, just over the last decade, them take shortcuts, trying to, take swings on guys that didn't really fit. I could just go down the list. You have Josh Smith and, Charlie Villanueva and, Ben Gordon, and then most recently Blake Griffin, who had a really good season in 18-19 before the knee injuries kind of caught up with him. But what they're doing now, they moved on from Blake, they moved on from Derek. They traded for a lot of draft picks. I believe in going up to the 2020 draft, and they have a pretty good young core. Sadiq Bey has come on really strong over the last few weeks. Isaiah Stewart's been a pretty good starting center. And now you have Cade, and you're going to have another top 5 pick this year. So, this is a longer path. You're going to lose a lot more games, and I don't think fans, if you see the light at the end of the tunnel, you're probably going to tune out when the team's losing. But overall, I just think they're taking the steps they needed to take to have something more sustainable. And they have a lot of cap space this summer as well. So, they're in a position where they can maybe take some big steps forward over the next season or two.
Is a trade on the cards? Are you going to see Jeremy Grant?
Yeah,
I'm sure is
Grant
people sniffing around the 27-year-old talent who's just you could see why they signed him, and he had a great run in the playoffs with Denver, leading to signing with the Pistons, but it just hasn't really worked out for a number of reasons. Numbers are really good. Contract is reasonable. Do you expect him to be gone soon?
I do think they will move on from him, if not by this trade deadline. Maybe over the summer. It's not a guarantee. Part of it is that Jeremy, he did leave a pretty good Denver team to come to Detroit. He wanted to bet on himself, and he had a good relationship with their GM, Trey Weaver. I don't think they're just going to move him just to do it. It would be a deal that I think makes sense for everyone, including Jeremy. But with that said, the Pistons, I think it's probably fair to say this team's probably a couple years away, at least from being a true playoff contender. Jeremy's, his value's really high right now. He's got a year and a half left on his deal. He's an unrestricted free agent in 2023. And, his skill set, we saw him in the playoffs with Denver in 2020. He can come in and help the team immediately. And right now, I think it's probably the sweet spot to get a really good haul for him because you can get him for 2 playoff runs, instead of 1. So from a contending team standpoint, you would probably prefer to get him before the trade deadline on February 10th. And, the phones have been ringing. Teams are making offers. And I do think there's a good chance that eventually the Pistons are going to find a deal that's like, okay, this is a no-brainer. Not what that deal looks like. I think only they know. But just from a value and timing standpoint, I do think there's a good chance that they move him within the next month.
Would you would like if the Grizzlies offered 2 first-round picks and like Kyle Anderson and a Jarrett Culver and maybe maybe an Zaire Williams or a younger player of talent? You think is that the level of deal that we're talking about here? Because I feel like I feel like he would actually be a pretty reasonable fit with what the Grizzlies are going to do, and he might be in the market where they could actually afford to make a move if they wanted to enhance their team.
For sure. Yeah, I think the Grizzlies are a team that make a lot of sense. And they are, if you look at contending teams around the league, most of them do not have the sort of asset pool that the Grizzlies have to offer. So, like a Zaire Williams, like a good pick or two, like that would check the boxes for sure. Like I think that's something the Pistons would definitely consider strongly.
Anthony Sane, what do you think?
Hey, for that, pack him up. Pack them up, because I'm not a big fan of. I don't really think they're going to use those draft picks. Like I think there's no way they're going to add 3 young players to this team next year.
Yeah.
If you can get a guy like
that, I think one of those draft picks maybe, but I don't think you need to use all 3. They've got plenty of young talent at this point. I would agree with that. Omari, watching from afar, you've seen the Grizzlies grow. You watched the beginning of this whole process here in Memphis. And how it's played out, and now you're seeing John Morant turn into a legitimate superstar, and the rest of the team really kind of playing extremely well at this point. Is this what you expected? You and I have had many discussions. We wrote many pieces about where things were, but I think even I'm a little bit surprised at how quickly it's all sort of come together.
Yeah, I think the Grizzlies have consistently been probably a year ahead of what you would expect. For Desmond Bane to come in, I think he was the 30th pick in 2020, and he's been one of the best 2-way wings in the league this year. For them to even withstand, Jaren Jackson missed so many games last season, just from a depth standpoint. You just look at the moves that this front office has made, and there really haven't been any real misses. There may be some stuff you can nitpick, but just from an overall standpoint, they've gotten all the base stuff right. And last I checked, this team, I think they've had a couple games since then, but they're like 10 games over 500. Their core guys
11 now.
11. Yeah, Jaws in year 3. That's really impressive when you look at it. It just seems like they've compiled a really great group of young guys. The chemistry has been great. They all know how to play. Taylor Jenkins, he wasn't a guy who was super on the radar when they hired him, but he's going to be a really good fit for this team. They've got most of the big moves correct, and I think at this point do you just keep it going, keep seeing if they can beat expectations, or do you eventually take a swing on a guy like a Jeremy Grant and try to take an even bigger leap for next season?
Well, no, you're going to be down there. What's your plan now between now and then? Where are you going to go? What are you going to eat? What are you going to do?
Lose.
Omari,
Sorry about that. Yeah, it cut out for a second, but I'm back.
where are you gonna eat? Where are you gonna go? What are you gonna do in Memphis? Between now and then, you're back to your old stomping grounds.
Oh yeah, so I'll be here till like tomorrow afternoon. I wanted to hit Ernestine and Hazel's first time I came, and they were closed because it was like a Tuesday. So ideally, I'll get to check that out tonight after the game because I really do need to make a Ernestine and Hazel's trip. Because I don't know next time I'll be here. I may not be till next fall. Actually, just DoorDash some Crumpies, so we got that box checked, and and then maybe some barbecue spots tomorrow. And these are all like Memphis spots, right? And
this is, you know how it is.
Underway. Oh yeah,
you're a Memphian, Omar. Even though you've gone back to your original home.
Definitely embrace the city, man, for sure.
But you're a Memphian. You're always going to be a Memphian to us. So that's the important thing.
Yeah, and this was a back-to-back too. I usually skip back-to-backs. It was like, you know what? Yeah, it's Memphis. Like I'm not gonna miss out on the next season trip here. So we have to make it happen.
You have got to get to Memphis. So here you go. All right, so it is done. He's here. You go see him. He'll sign autographs for you. If you print out a copy of some of his stuff from the Detroit Free Press, some of his old stuff from the Athletic Memphis, he will sign it for you, I'm sure. Omari, great to hear from you, man, and welcome back home.
No, I appreciate that. Great to catch up, and hopefully it's a good game tonight.
I hope so too. We'll see. He is Omari Sankofa from the Detroit Free Press, formerly of right here in Memphis, writing for the Athletic. Glad to hear from Omari. Good stuff there. When we come back, we're going to talk to Dustin Starr at 2 o'clock, rather, as we continue the program. We'll get into a few other bits of news between now and then as well. Busy show continues here, live from the Family Leisure Studios on a snowy grind time. Real Sports Talk Sports 56.98.5.
Brett Norsworthy and Gabe Kuhn drive you home with Sports Time on Sports 56. Brought to you by DeSoto Auto Sales. Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
It's a new year. That means it's time for a floor model sale at Family Leisure. You can help Family Leisure make room for all the new 2022 products that are coming in. All floor models are priced to move right now. If it's on the floor, it's on sale. But you better hurry to get these special savings because once these floor models are gone, folks, they're gone. We're talking theater seating, massage chairs, arcades, foosball and hockey tables, all on sale. Shuffleboard tables, pool tables, they're on sale too. Plus, there's so much more on sale. And you can get New Year's deals on spas and swimming pools as well. Family Leisure needs the room for new inventory. So what's here has got to go. You can help them. The floor model sale is happening now at Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together. Happy New Year from our good friends at Family Leisure.
Wilkinson's Liquor and Wine is celebrating their 35th year. Come in today and choose from a big selection of tequilas, vodkas, and over 70 different single malts. Bourbon whiskey fans will find over 200 bourbons and whiskeys from around the world, along with wines from every region for all you wine enthusiasts. Wilkinson's Liquor and Wine, 146 Highway 72, Suite 102 in Collierville. It's next to Captain John's Barbecue. Open every day, including Sundays from 10 to 7 for football and all sports fans. Wilkinson's Liquor and Wine, celebrating 35 years with you.
Say there was a place, the perfect place for everything you need for tailgates and patios, grills and chairs, charcoal and coolers, everything to make a great game or a great day. That perfect place wouldn't be a warehouse. It's East Memphis Ace Hardware. Locally owned and operated at Quince and White Station, East Memphis Ace Hardware is where you'll find Benjamin Moore paints, local plants from local growers, and Black & Decker tools. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their tailgates. Welcome to East Memphis Ace Hardware, the home convenience store.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane.
Who was that, the Usos? Day one. Hey, Us. I like them. Especially when they let that good urban side come on out of it.
Hey, Us.
Yeah.
Hey, Edmiston. That's how you call him.
La ba da ba da ba da ba da ba doo. All right, welcome back. We got some good stuff to talk to Dustin Starbuck coming up. Wrestling wise.
All right, a lot of stuff going on.
Stunning developments. We're gonna definitely do that for sure as we continue. It had a little bit of a controversy last night in the NBA. I don't know if you saw the game-winning shot. How about Kevin Porter Jr. returning to action, hitting the game-winning shot for Houston in Washington to knock off the Washington Wizards, and that was that was kind of a wild thing for him to come back at this point, but overshadowed even by the comments made by Glenn Consor, the analyst for Washington Wizards on the NBC Sports Washington clip, who said that he when he hit the shot that won the game, it was tied 111-111. He hits a 3-point shot, and he said Kevin Porter Jr., like his dad, pulled that trigger right at the right time. Now, Kevin Porter Jr.'s father is no longer with us, and had been was involved
since he was 4 years old.
Yeah, since he was 4 years old, and when his father was 14 years old, he was involved in a prison sentence because he had accidentally, allegedly, discharged a semi-automatic weapon and killed a young woman. In the process, he pled guilty to first-degree manslaughter and was sentenced to 4.5 years in prison. He said it was a mistaken situation. Whatever, he shot a woman, ended up in prison, changed his life. He got out of prison and ended up dying in a different incident with gunfire that he was apparently trying to help a friend, or somehow he got caught in a situation like that. So he has literally pulled the trigger. So for him to say, like his dad pulled the trigger. Now, what he said, Glenn Consor, after this morning, he said, allow me to apologize to Kevin Porter Jr., his family, and the Rockets organization. I mistakenly thought that Kevin was the son of former Washington player Kevin Porter. There was a player named Kevin Porter who played for the Bullets. And he said, I was unaware that the words I chose to describe his game-winning shot would be in any way hurtful or insensitive. And that it makes sense that you might think that, although Kevin Porter, the player for Washington, is like in his 70s.
Yeah,
so
71 years old.
He's a little old for that. But I mean, you could Kevin Porter. I mean, like I feel like that's plausible. I mean, I don't think that's the craziest explanation. Like if there wasn't a guy named Kevin Porter, then it would be crazy. I think to me, this seems like just a case of absolutely terrible turn of phrase that has gone against this guy.
I'll tell you this: whenever I go to a game and I'm just looking up and down the roster, one of the first things I do is like, oh crap, Gary Trent has a kid. That makes me feel old. Ha ha ha. We laugh about it. It's just something we kind of do to start off a game. You know what I mean? Kevin Martin has Kenyon Martin has oh wait, you know what I mean? That kind of stuff. Like you go up and down the roster, you have those type of conversations. We talk all the time about how a lot of these guys are ill prepared to do their job, how they really don't, they really don't know anything about the opposing team. I want to give him benefit of the doubt, but it just sounds so bad, man. The more you listen to it, the worse it sounds. Is there a chance that he had no clue about Kevin Porter Jr.'s past? I believe that. I believe that he possibly didn't know anything about it. And I think he possibly could have thought that that's Kevin Porter's dad. Kevin Porter, he used to play for the Wizards' son. But do your homework, man, because if that's the case, it looks and sounds so bad. I want to give him benefit of the doubt, but because you'd have to be some type of screwed up to say that and mean what he said. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't think I've never heard anything else this dude. I don't know who this guy is. To me, it took too long for him to make a response to me because I kept checking my Twitter last night. Okay, is this dude gonna say something? You know what I mean? So.
I mean, I think you have to give, like, I think in this case it makes sense to give the guy the benefit of the doubt. I just think this to me is like an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm or something where it's just like one of the most insane coincidences that you happen to use the phrase "pull the trigger" when he could have said take the shot. He could have said shoot the ball. He could have said let it go. He could have said any number of things. He happened to choose pull the trigger, and it just so happened that it was this guy who just happened to have another guy named Kevin Porter who's not related, who played for the Bullets. Who this guy he's been around forever. Glenn Consor has been around for decades in the league. So I mean, what's more likely, that he messed that up or that he intentionally was trying to, poke fun or make a comment about, Kevin Porter Jr.'s dad? I can't. That doesn't even make sense why you would do that. That doesn't. So I just think this is a colossal coincidence that is really unfortunate. Yeah. All the way around.
But I got another side of the coin too. I got another side of the coin to go to the break. He could have been well aware and just had the Kevin Porter thing in his back pocket and decided to play a cruel joke with that knowledge of there is a Kevin Porter used to play for us in his back pocket. He could have just been He could have been prepared. I'm gonna say this because I think that kid's a punk or something like that. And then I've got this in my back pocket as a cover up. Man, that's another side of the coin.
That just seems like if you were going to say something about him being a punk or what, I don't think you would.
He could be an evil man on the inside. Who knows?
I mean, I don't think he's that evil. I really don't.
I'm leaning your way, but there's a very small part of me that's thinking this dude might just be an evil man.
I mean, there's got to be a better way to be evil than that.
That's
I mean,
pretty evil, man.
That's pretty evil, man.
That's the Despicable Me level.
Yeah,
evil. Right
yeah, because you have to know as a commentator. It's not like you're saying this privately. As a commentator, you would know if you say that. You're going to be fired 100%. Like that you will be fired, period.
Yeah.
Like, so, I can't imagine he did that in anything other than just a total accident, right? Or just a colossal misunderstanding.
It's just so ugly though. Like you said, it's a very unfortunate coincidence.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's like an episode of Seinfeld or Curb Your Enthusiasm. Like, it's just crazy. Like how it's nuts. It's nuts how many things had to go wrong all at once for that to happen. But that's what happened. That's where we are. Our number 2 coming your way. We're going to talk to Dustin Starr when we return here. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 at 98.5.
The global shortage on chicken is finally over, but there are still places that will tell you that it is hard to find, except for our good friends at Poultry Power. Poultry Power is currently delivering chicken in bulk to your home or business at prices lower than your local grocer or food distributor. Having a cookout or catering event? Tired of being told no by other food companies when you need chicken for your restaurant? Poultry Power can save the day. Visit www.poultrypower.org to place your order now. And remember, when others tell you no, Poultry Power has the power to tell you yes.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel teaches you conversations that you will actually use. With 14 languages and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll learn what matters most to you. Babbel. Language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
Barks now offers you just about everything you need for your furry family member. Daycare, luxury boarding, award-winning grooming, veterinary checkups, diagnostic services including digital x-ray, fluoroscopy and ultrasound, complete dental service, vaccinations, preventative care for fleas, ticks, and heartworms, and just about any needed surgical treatment. And did I mention that we treat cats and all types of exotic pets? We are the newest member of the Barks family and the newest, most high-tech veterinary hospital in the Mid-South. Located directly across the street from Barks and Recreation, we are a full-service hospital with a fantastic, experienced staff. If you're having problems getting a timely appointment at your current vet's facility, we are here to serve you. Call us at 901-979-8888. Barks and Medication. Excellence in veterinary care.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. This hour is brought to you by Poultry Power. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane.
You lost? You know that one?
Now we're found.
That's I don't know.
Jinder
Yeah.
Mahal,
Yeah, that's what I thought it might have been. The modern day Maharaja.
the lion.
Another super offensive gimmick. He can't just be, a badass. He's got to be like, anyway.
Gotta have something extra.
Well, yeah, I don't know. They kind of they're sort of I don't know. They because they do a lot of business over there.
Yeah,
so kind of
they had to make him like this
India,
super figure. Yeah.
I mean, he ain't the Iron Sheik or nothing, but hey,
That dude is super.
I mean, this isn't Sergeant Slaughter, turning his back on the United States and becoming an Iraqi sympathizer with General Adnan.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
You know what, Peter? I don't have time for this. Get this yellow belly skinny jean wearing. Doesn't start. Get out here right now.
Hey, Peter,
Get out here right now.
Do me a favor before you get to our next guest. Just make sure you ask Mr. Starr how much would it cost him to body slam Mr. Sane.
I don't have time for. Get him out.
Please, Peter.
Get him out here.
Get him out here right now. Just get him out here.
I saw him pull up. Get him out here.
Eddie Marlin, go and get him back here. Get Dustin Starr out here right now. Dustin Starr joins us now. Get him out here. Get his little yellow behind out here. Dustin.
You skinny jean wearing
weirdo. Yeah, little skinny jeans, his little hair sticking all up. Oh, isn't that cute? Oh, yeah.
You Johnny Bravo looking son of a gun. Get him out here.
You sound
Little
like
pretty
all
boy
the
out here,
old
huh?
school wrestlers. All the old school wrestlers that don't like me, you guys sound just like them. His hair, his teeth. Who do you think he is, young punk?
That's right. Get a little young punk tail out here right now.
Oh man, that's funny.
Man, there's
how much
actually
would
a
it
very
cost? How much do we need? How much do we need to get
I would-
Anthony Sane body slam?
I'd body slam him for free.
Does you know
Come
you
out
watch
on
the
Sunday
Whoa!
and
Does you know you
Oh!
watch
body slam him. Booyah. Just like that. There is, I was going to say, there's a funny Jinder Mahal story that you guys mentioned him and the gimmick and everything. I was there when Jinder got signed out of the WWE training camp. So I was in the camp. He got signed.
3L. What was it called? 3MB. 3-man band. Is that what it was?
Actually, it was before that. But
Oh, okay.
the whole funny thing here is that they did not want him to wear the turban or the hat. Is that what it's called, as a turban?
I think so.
They
Yeah.
didn't want him
that's
to
true.
wear that. So for the longest time, they were like, we're not going to do the stereotypical, what we usually do. And I heard you say Iron Sheik and all that stuff. But at first, there was literally, they did not want him to do any of that stuff.
Really?
And then sure enough, when he debuted on TV, he was the stereotypical what WWE usually does. So it was like so crazy. Don't do it. And then when he debuted on TV, it was totally the gimmick.
You mean
that we
when
all
he
heard.
first came to WWE, not this jacked up super swole version, but the original before he did the rock star thing, the rock band thing.
Yeah, before all that.
Oh, wow,
yeah,
okay.
He, they specified not to wear that and certain things not to wear and say. But then all of that changed when he got called up to the main roster. So kind of night and day.
Okay.
I got to ask you right out of the gate. I'm genuinely shocked. We've discussed before how WWE has made some changes to NXT over the last few months, and that's kind of been ongoing. We saw where the control maybe taken away from Triple H and all this stuff, but yesterday it all just kind of hit the fan where William Regal, who's been around forever, part of NXT, has been a veteran of the ring, like one of the highest regarded guys in the business for his knowledge and for what he's done. He was released along with Road Dogg who was out. A number of people behind the scenes on the NXT side were released as well. I'm really surprised. I know they've been going through releases, but we've talked about how they are, making money, and these folks. It's hard for me to imagine how you don't see them as assets to whatever you're trying to do. Right. I'm really surprised. When are we going to see William Regal appear on Championship Wrestling for Memphis?
Oh man, I've already gotten some messages about it. I mean, it happens that fast. People are already asking, "Hey, William Regal." So first of all, they have like a 90-day no-compete clause usually, right. So it'd be at least 90 days. But I'd love to bring William Regal in. But it's real interesting of how closely everybody's following what the WWE is doing, especially on the releases. WWE and AEW are so different in how they go about these things. WWE makes it public knowledge, and then people respond, and they hate the fact that WWE is letting people go. Now, I saw the list, and I know that somebody's going to get mad at me for saying it, but there weren't really any major players as of right now that's on the list. I think the most surprising is William Regal. And if you remember just a couple of years ago, Triple H really put the stamp of approval on William Regal and said that he would be with NXT for as long as he wanted to be with NXT. Now, I haven't seen Regal's side of the story, but it could be a situation where it's a mutually agreed thing. We don't know. We don't know that side of the story, but people are really mad about it. Road Dogg, we haven't really seen him in the news here much that lately, or I haven't anyway, so I know he had a big role in SmackDown. I just don't get as mad as what some of the fans are doing. And I mention AEW because, Tony Khan, he's letting folks' contracts not renew. They just expire and not renew. So typically they're not releasing people, they're just not re-signing them. And I know you guys saw the big story this week with Big Swole and Tony Khan and diversity and all that kind of stuff. So the two companies are both, I hate to use the word like releasing talent, but one of them is releasing talent. The other is not necessarily re-signing some of the talent. So it's going on in both companies. There's just different lights shed on both of them. You know what I mean?
It is true. What did you make of the comments, Big Swole, who I think I confuse, Big Swole, Justin Cole, but this is different, Big Swole.
This is a different one, yeah.
Yeah, different Big Swole. That she's left back a couple months ago and said that there was a diversity issue, and said that it's a wonderful company that treats people like family, but there's nobody that looks like me that is represented at the top or in the room with them.
Okay. So you guys
Tony Khan said the top two AEW executives are brown, including me. Said that we let her go because her wrestling wasn't good enough, basically.
I was surprised by that comment, but because of the position that he's in, it's really tough for somebody in his position to come out and say something like that. But I think the way that Big Swole attacked the AEW, I don't, me personally, as I look at AEW, and I know Big Swole will have a totally different perspective because she works there, she interacts in meetings and all that kind of stuff. But when you're watching the television program, it is one of the most diverse television shows that's on air. I mean, gosh, you've got people from New Japan Pro Wrestling, you've got Lucha Libre, you've got white, black, mixed, you've got everything all on this one show, and they're very, very successful. Like Tony Khan gave some very good examples of the talent that's winning and being put over. So I'm not exactly sure where Big Swole was coming from in that. But I personally didn't see it. But again, I don't work inside the offices and I'm not in the locker rooms and all that kind of stuff. What did you guys think of it? I thought it kind of came out of left field a little bit. It felt like an attack. And I guess Tony felt that way too, because for him to come out and say, well, her wrestling just wasn't good enough, that might be something that you say behind closed doors when you're giving that feedback, but to put it out there on the internet, a man of his power, I guess, at this point in the game, it was a little bit surprised, but Tony Khan usually tells it like it is. So.
I think it may be a little, I don't want to make the segment weird, but I think it may be a little colorism to it as well.
Not just. What do you mean?
Big Swole is a darker lady. And just being honest, I can't recall along the last like serious dark-skinned black woman has been a champion. I think it's a little bit of that in there too, because we've seen Sasha Banks, we've seen what's my girl?
Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill won the.
Yeah, you know better than me, but I'm just saying
championship last
there may be more of what she's. I'm just kind of throwing stuff out there. There may be more of what she's.
Well, I mean, Jade Cargill is not quite as dark as Big Swole. I mean, I think that's definitely that's a harder conversation to have.
Totally different rabbit hole to jump down.
Yeah, man, I think that was probably something that should have been talked about with Tony prior to being released or whatnot. I don't know that it did her any favors as far as, and look, it's not my opinion on it. I just think that it might be harder to get some of those bookings if she, is rocking the boat like that. Just with the quotes, I think with the quotes. So we'll see where it goes from there and how it all happens or whatever. But I just thought that was a very unique story. While on one side you've got WWE releasing 15, 20 people. On the other side it's so quiet. But then Big Swole comes out, and then Leo Rush was involved in it as well. So yeah, there's a little bit of, for the first time that I remember, there's a little bit of drama going on AEW's side. So we'll see how it goes. Also MJF mentioning on AEW programming that, hey, I'll go sign with the other guys. That was crazy. So I don't know how smart it is to keep talking about WWE on that program, but man, they are all about it.
Well, see, I think that and I think this is mostly work, but there's definitely a little shoot to it, I think, because there've been some pretty public comments made from folks about how WWE is very interested in MJF and his contract is up at the end of in 2024. And so, it never hurts yourself to put yourself in a popularity contest and to kind of blow yourself up like this. And especially with his character, it works perfectly within his character to just kind of be a little bleep disturber and just to kind of trash everything and everybody. That works perfectly with his character. So I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's one of those where you get to kind of shoot a little bit, but it kind of works with your character. So there's some truth in it. He's at his best when he's that kind of constantly prickly, just getting on people's nerves and pushing everybody's buttons. That's the best. That's his character. And I gotta say, like, I mean, if I'm him, I'm trying to do what I can. WWE would be smart to go after him. I don't know if they would do well with him. I'm not sure that he fits what they're going to do, but I think they'd be smart to go after him.
That. Especially with his size, they don't really like guys that are undersized.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, while I say that, you've got, Robert Roode and Ziggler, who are two very, very good wrestlers that have been there a long time, especially Ziggler. So you're going to have the folks that are like, oh, WWE wouldn't do anything with you. They're not going to push you as a top star like AEW would, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. But then on the other side, you got to look at MJF, a young guy here that could sign a huge money contract with WWE. And I know they make good money at AEW, and they might, by 2024, be able to be on that level. But really, if WWE wants you, they'll pay you and get you. So it'll be interesting to see if MJF takes the money, because Kevin Owens did. And everybody thought that Kevin Owens, for sure.
And he said it was not even a hard. He said it was not a hard decision. He said it's not a hard decision for my family at all. This just makes perfect sense. The thing that I think, Kevin Owens, they've, his character, he's gotten over and done a good job. But I do think that MJF, I think I would worry if I were in WWE about how, what they would do to his promos and stuff. How would they take away his personality a little bit? Would they over script him? Would they give him too many bullet points? I think there's just a certain natural charisma of smug nastiness with this guy, and I would hate to see them, kind of just beat it out of them with their generic stuff that they like to do.
Yeah, I could see that happening as well. But there is value in taking away somebody from AEW, especially a pillar like MJF. And especially by 2024. I mean, there's a good chance that he could be the AEW world champion at some point in the next 2 years, and that just probably adds more dollars onto his price tag when he goes to WWE. But if they go to try to steal him, there's going to be a lot of money, and you can argue whether he's worth it or not and what they'll do with him. But really, I mean, like the Kevin Owens, sometimes it's not as hard of a decision as what you think. And I know I was looking back going, all right, so they're pushing Kevin to try to get him to stay. Is that going to work? It's about the money, man. If you look at a football player, it's no different than being a wrestler where you can only play for so long. You got to get those contracts when you can. And if that big money deal comes for MJF, I think you'll take it. But we're still a long ways away from that. But with all the releases and all the, not renewing of the contracts and all that kind of stuff, you're going to see some different people pop up in some different places. And it's something we've been talking about for a little bit, but it's happening. It's happening.
Dustin, what are your thoughts?
For the record, I'm a huge Big Swole fan. I love Big Swole. I've actually been trying to get her to come to Memphis to come and tag team with our Big Swole. So full circle on that story, I'm a Big Swole fan.
Too swole.
Heck yeah.
Too swole. Yeah, there you go. Too swole.
Too swole. Okay.
T-shirt, baby. Too swole.
Oh, man. You got to make that happen, bro, for real.
Get him out here. Brian Christopher. Oh, this kid. Oh, he's something else. Oh, boy.
Coming to the ring area.
Man, by the way, Brian Christopher's birthday is next week.
Oh, man.
Our good buddy. God rest his soul. Brian Christopher.
Man.
I was actually talking to Rikishi and Scotty 2 Hotty here recently. Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Oh, okay. Oh, I like that. That's okay.
Tribute shows the kind of vibe it sounds like that.
All right, Anthony saying real quick, side note, and Dustin Starr, you too.
Yeah.
How much would we have to pay for you to take a stink face?
Oh my gosh. Me?
Right. Yeah. I mean, what are we talking about here? Like what? I mean, you listen. You've worked with some of the finest, but you got to go deep in those cheeks.
Well, first of all, I'm a babyface, and Rikishi is a babyface as well. So there's zero scenario to where he would give me a stink face because we're both
exactly.
Good guys.
Well, I mean, maybe somebody.
On the other hand, my Maria's a little bit of a heel.
Maria might have had nothing to do with you as far as kissing.
Oh my God! Yeah, you definitely have a heel turn if you asked her to take a stink face from Rikishi. I'm sure you'd
Here's the question:
be a heel.
Could you still do a stink face on television?
It's a good question.
Especially to a woman.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. But I think you could do it at a Wrestle Center show. I think there's no problem there. I think you could have. Because I see all the your buddy the 901 nerd and all that talking about taking a body slam and all that. Okay, that's fine. Like body slam, take a bump, take a stink face. Now you want to raise some money for charity. Now you're talking. Now let's keep those dollars coming in.
Yeah. All right. So I would probably just have to call out sick that day. I would be on the health and safety protocol.
Anthony's saying, I give you $5,000 in cash right now. Would you take a stink face for 30 seconds?
Well, why I gotta be 30 seconds though, man?
All right, okay, 15 seconons. It's got to be a long one. It's got to be a long one. It can't be a.
We talking prime Rikishi or right now Rikishi?
We're talking right now Rikishi. I'm talking because he's talking right now.
You have to up the money because I'm not really sure that hand can really grip that wash rag like he could back when he was in his younger days. So he might have a little arthritis going on. So he had to. I don't know, man. We say 5,000.
I guarantee you, if I brought if I bought a suitcase, a Halliburton with $5,000 in cash, I bet you 100% you'd do it for sure. You see that money?
We'll discuss it out there. But yeah, the answer is probably.
I will book it too. Let me book it so we can put it on our.
Oh, you got 5 G's. You got 5 G's for you, boy.
Oh man! I just to see the face with the legs kicking.
I need to see that hygiene go down. I just can't assume that he Trump title. Like
and
I
he
said.
pulls the little thing between the cheeks and like really. Like, oh
Maria
man.
is going to kill me. Maria's going to kill me. But on YouTube, there is a video. It was actually the very last match that I wrestled Brian Christopher. It was me and Doug Gilbert versus Brian and Rikishi. And Maria got trapped in the corner. And just as she was going to scurry away, Brian grabbed her and held her in the corner. And Rikishi got her with the stink face. It's on YouTube.
Oh no!
Don't tell Maria that I told you about it, because it's still, when it comes up, she's not happy about it. But it did happen. It was actually so weird. The very last time I was in the ring with Brian Christopher. So,
I'm watching it now.
You can see it.
Oh no, he pulled the pants down. Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh God! Oh no!
Oh yeah! Hold on.
He holds her in place. So there's no hiding.
Oh man!
And you can see I'm nowhere to be found.
No, you are nowhere to be found. You are far away. You are nowhere to be found. Oh my God! Ugh. Oh. Well, now you definitely got to take one.
I just said that I've spoke to Rikishi and Scotty, so stay tuned. There could be an announcement at some point, but we got some really, really good stuff coming up. So the stuff that we've already announced coming up is really, really good. Like this Sunday is Brian Cage versus Joey Janela. We've got an AEW showdown right there at the Wrestle Center. And then we have on January the 30th, Tiger Joe is back from Netflix. Also, you've got Rhino from Impact Wrestling. Somebody's taking a gore. But then also we're going to announce on Sunday another star that's, in my eyes, bigger than both of those guys. So we've got another star that we're going to announce on Sunday for the January 30th. There are tickets still available, believe it or not. It's almost sold out for Sunday, championshipwrestlingmemphis.com. But then also we're looking at, we got our anniversary show coming up in February, the Ring of Honor World Champions coming. And then we're setting up our March already. So we're booking so far ahead because wrestling's hot right now. There's shows going on everywhere. So we got to get them locked down. So here pretty soon we'll announce those March dates, and it's literally going to blow you away. You're going to call me and say, how's this happening? And what I'm going to say is, oh, yeah.
Well, I can't wait. I
It's gonna be
cannot
fun.
wait. I'm fired up about it. That's what it's all about. This is what you do. You keep raising the level, keep raising the standard, keep doing your thing. But I will tell you this. I really think that Anthony Saint taking a stink face would be next level.
You showing the right kind of money. We can make something. If your own wife can do it, clearly I can do it. I'm going to sit and watch this video.
If
This
it
man
fills up, if it fills up the VIP area at the Wrestle Center, I'll book it.
Hey, man, make it happen.
There it
Who wants
is.
to see Sane get a stink face? I can't even say it without a straight face.
Oh, man.
Oh, this is beautiful. This is gonna happen.
Man,
right
that's so
here.
funny, bro.
Oh,
I'm watching
all
this
right,
video
man.
like, oh, man.
I know. Can you? It's oh my God. I can't believe it. I can't believe you put Maria through that.
Yeah.
Oh.
I had nothing to do with it, guys. I was incapacitated from a super kick from Brian Christopher or something, I'm sure.
Yeah, you weren't nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be found.
We out of
That's
time
right,
now.
that's right.
We're out of time, but I got a question for
We're
you.
out of time. We gotta go, fam.
Thunder in Paradise is up next. But no, I got my real question for you next time we talk, man, for sure. But yeah,
All right.
We'll do it next time we talk. Remind me.
Dustin Starr, ladies and gentlemen, at Dustin Starr. Follow him on Twitter. Watch him everywhere, including at your Grizzlies games tonight. Grizzlies and Pistons. Yes, indeed. Grizzlies red hot, playing extremely well. Indoor soccer, outdoor soccer, minor league baseball, you name it. It's all there for him. Check him out. He's doing terrific stuff. Dustin Starr, our buddy. Thank you, Dustin. We'll see you down there.
Thank you, guys.
All right, bro.
Oh, yeah, exciting time. See you tonight.
Yes, sir. Dustin Starr joining us on the program when we come back. I mean, Anthony's saying you got to take. I mean, that's I'm so excited about this.
Hey, just know
We're gonna get you stink
yesterday's
faced.
price ain't today's price, man. So
I got more to add
by
to
the time
this.
he asked me, that price might go up.
I'm the
We're gonna get
manager.
you-
I get to walk down, Peter. I get to walk
For the
down
right
with
money,
him.
man.
Oh, yeah. Okay. If you walk down,
If
you
this
gotta take one
happens,
too, man.
I'm your manager. Like I need a Jim Cornette record. I need a
You're gonna take
bullhorn. I'm
You
going
need
all
the
the way
old
out,
school
baby.
Lock cell phone, Jim.
That'll work.
The Paulie
That'll
Daniels.
work.
That's right.
Hey,
That's right.
as long as I get
tennis
to walk
racket,
down, baby.
Get your tennis racket. Whatever you got to do, but you got to take one too. If you're down there with him, you gotta
Oh
take
hell
one.
to the no. I started.
Sorry,
I got a suitcase too. 2 suitcases.
You gotta take it. You gotta take it.
Two
That's
suitcases,
right.
one empty.
I don't know. We'll see.
Show me the
We'll
money.
see. All right, we'll come back. We'll continue our discussions here. Real Sports Talk Sports 56 98.5.
The all-new Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Brought to you by Action 24/7, James Gaddis Jewelers, and Acura of Memphis. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10 right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
If you need glass replaced, there's only one name you need to know. Binswanger Glass, the largest full-service glass company in the U.S. They've been an industry leader for over 145 years. For all your residential, commercial, or auto glass needs, Binswanger Glass is the name you need to know. 24-hour emergency service for all commercial customers, plus a nationwide warranty on all professionally installed glass. Visit Binswanger Glass in Midtown at 340 South Hollywood across from the Liberty Bowl. Visit binswingerglass.com. Binswanger Glass.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel teaches you conversations that you will actually use. With 14 languages and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll learn what matters most to you. Babbel. Language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
Tire pressure light on? Tread low? Car sliding when you stop? It's time to go down to Milton on the Spot. Serving you at 3 locations: 1684 Getwell Road, 2127 Elvis Presley, and 3691 North Watkins. Memphis' largest supply of new and used tires, all under warranty. Yes, that's warranty on used tires too. Ask about the tire rotation and balance specials. Milton on the Spot on Getwell Road, Elvis Presley, or North Watkins. Here to take care of your every tire need. Milton on the Spot.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. This hour is brought to you by Poultry Power. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane.
Was this like Bray Wyatt?
Yes, sir, Wyatt family. Broken out in love.
Broken out in love. That ain't love you're broken out in, sir.
Oh, no, that ain't love.
That referred to love. Maybe you got it because of love, but it ain't love that you got right there. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hour number 2 continues here. Live from the Family Leisure Studios, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have released Antonio Brown officially. Antonio Brown's been Anthony saying Antonio Brown's had himself a few days. Over at MetLife Stadium on Sunday, he takes off his jersey in the middle of the middle of the game. Third quarter, he leaves. Dunn says that he was released at that point. Bucks say no, not so fast. At Monday, he is seen not too far away at Barclays Center watching Ja Morant and the Grizzlies in action against the Nets. And then this morning, he wakes up and, he released a statement yesterday through his attorney talking about how he was hurt and he was getting surgery and he had done a lot of the stuff that the Bucks already asked him to do and that they didn't treat him well, and he has the text to prove it. Then he started throwing out some of those texts about Bruce Arians. Then he had one with Alex Guerrero, the trainer of Tom Brady, in which he said that he didn't do anything for him and asked him for a refund. And Antonio Brown, in that text, included his bank account information and did not redact it or anything. Put his routing number, put his bank account number. So I imagine it was a fun day for him at the bank. He tried to figure out how many folks were reaching in and grabbing some of their own stuff from Antonio Brown. He has now been released officially from the team. what a mess.
Yeah, it's a real serious situation. A lot of people are, well, I wonder if all the people are going to double back now. And no, because Antonio Brown's still weird, man. Like, he still goes about things crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if that situation is true, if you feel like it was about your money or you're about an injury or whatever it is, there are better ways to go about doing this than what you did. And, man, you suited up for the game. Like, no one made you go out there. And I'm sure the coach assumes, bro, if you're here, you're ready to go. You know what I mean? So all this stuff about the drug that he was the pain reliever that the league shouldn't even be giving guys. But, man, that wasn't your first time taking that, and you took it. You decided to go out there and play. And come on, man, don't do all that. And if for whatever reason, bro, if you didn't want to play, and even if you want to lead the game, man, get your stuff and just walk off, man. There's so many other options, bro. So many other options. Just walk off. You ain't got to be a clown, man. Like, you know.
Well, I mean, the whole situation is sad. And again, this is another example. I was talking about it earlier in the week, man, and I'll stick with it and say exactly what I said before. He obviously needs help, mental help. Yeah. Like, he is not well. You're not well when you tweet out your own bank account information. Like, that's just not something that a normal person does at this point. Just doesn't happen. So, if you're doing okay, you don't do stuff like that. He needs help, and we could joke about this and talk about how he's going to do this, that, and the other way. That's all fine. Everyone's here for these jokes, but the truth is that he's not well mentally. He's not well, and physically he's probably not well either, but he's definitely not well mentally. So I can't support anyone, really digging in too deep on Antonio Brown. Like, he's not doing great. And if you, I hope I'm wrong, but in a few months, if you see some tragic story about him doing something crazy, I don't think that would shock anyone at this point.
Yeah, it's all just a mess at this point. But I wouldn't be surprised if he's playing for somebody next year, man. I mean, it's just kind of how it goes. All it takes is one team.
Next year, somebody's going to pick him up for the playoffs.
Are they even able to do that this late in the season?
I think because he was released before the playoffs started.
For real?
I think so.
I ain't know how the NFL works as far as it goes, but yeah, he'll be somewhere, man. I wouldn't be surprised.
He shall be catching footballs in Green Bay shortly.
Yeah, but wild stuff, bro. Wild stuff.
I don't know, man. I just to me, it's a. First of all, yeah. I mean, on top of his whole, all the stuff we talked about, he faked his vaccination papers. Had a fake vaccination card. All this stuff. Like, it's just a.
And personally, it gets weirder than that, Peter. I forgot about the going live with the baby mother stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Pundit brought that up on
right.
television the other day. Like, your kids are going to see that. Like, that's not gone. It's forgotten about right about now, but it's not gone.
No, I mean, his kids are going to see all this stuff, man, and it's just, it's sad. It's just sad. That's the point. The point is, like, I don't know. You got to look out for people, man. And if we live in a society where, someone who is, Antonio Brown he's big, he's talented, he's, a phenomenal receiver, all that stuff is true. But someone who's clearly unwell and is not right, we can't just let teams get away with, signing him and then being shocked when he acts crazy and does something weird. And you just, who did you think you were signing? Like, what did you think you were going to do? So I can't be like, oh, these Bucks, they're blameless in this. They're just the victims. No. You guys set this thing up. You guys knew what was coming. You knew what you're getting yourself into, and now it's backfired on you, predictably. I have no sympathy for them at all. So I just, he says they tried to make him, force him to play through injury. I don't know. It's a lot of he said stuff. I have no idea.
Man, that's kind of what the NFL is, bro. I mean, like, play the guys.
It's been that way forever. It's been that way forever.
And if you didn't want to play, just don't suit up at all. No, and if you, after all that, man, even if you feel like they were forcing you to play, You have the right to say, okay, I'm not going out there, coach. Screw this, bro. Don't make. And you're talking about you, your brotherhood, your family, all that. Don't make it all about you, then, man. Just leave. Just leave. Or just sit there.
Gotta see the Home Alone picture he did with Bruce Arians' face and Tom Brady's face.
Yes. Yeah. His cameos, and it's just I don't know, man.
Then my man Terrell Owens says he'll gladly swap with him. 48 years old, ready to come back.
T.O., sit down, man. But this ain't
Don't do that.
He's trying to be like a Facebook favorite Grizzly.
If Zebo can give you what did we say, 15 and 4, T.O. will give you 50 yards and 1 TD in the red zone. He won't go deep for you. I guarantee.
We talk about this, though. But what about last night? Lance Stevenson.
Come on now.
Coming off of wherever he was doing, a T.O.-esque type dude.
It was
a guy
beautiful.
who's born ready, living up to the nickname. Off the bench, scores 20 points in the first quarter. One of the most insane things I've ever seen on an NBA floor. I watched it. I watched Lance Stevenson play in that 16-17 Grizzlies season where they had 900 different dudes.
Come on now.
They were doing a preview of this COVID season, bringing
Grizzlies
in
of all
random
time.
dudes.
One of my favorite Grizzlies of all time to this day. Lance
I mean,
Stevenson.
and he scored. Lance will make him dance.
No.
He took James Johnson, ISO Lance. He had a 3-pointer.
That
at the buzzer
last three, Peter,
of the first
oh
quarter.
my God!
One of the
You have
most
to see it.
incredible things. And he does a little shimmy, and
No
it's
end
like,
to the day.
oh my God!
Yes, and
He's
then-
one of those guys that reminds you that the NBA is entertainment.
Yes.
Like it's super engaged, super attractive personality. Like he just makes you.
It was
yeah,
beautiful,
man.
y'all.
Lance is.
And
that
in
dude,
Lance
man.
Stevenson fashion, he blew
Yeah.
the game at the end. Like he had the biggest turnover of the entire
Yep.
game at the end. So I mean,
Yep.
it was beautiful. It was beautiful, man. Lance Stevenson.
I mean, he was the only highlight of that season. That season was terrible, and everyone got hurt. Everyone, it was just, and Lance Stevenson would have like a triple-double almost every night and just do something crazy. But there's no question that him in Indiana is like, it's a beautiful match. Like Indiana Lance Stevenson is a phenomenal player. Lance Stevenson everywhere else pretty much was awful.
Yeah, absolutely. Indiana Lance Stevenson's third team All NBA, like almost.
He is. Indiana Lance Stevenson is amazing.
Oh, man.
Like I don't know. It's just that was so. I mean, of all the weird things that happened, that's up there. One of the greatest sequences I've ever seen. It's the only time that anyone's come off the bench and scored 20 points in a quarter.
He's a hooper, like saying uses that term. Those hoopers, the way they look, the way
Man,
they
what
walk
you
and
talking
talk. He's a
one
hooper.
of the most aesthetically pleasing basketball players ever, man. Born ready, come on now. Then he's doing it in and one zone with the tie cheese on. Still,
Did he have a
yes,
on
he
last
had the
night?
tie cheese on.
Yeah.
Man, Lance don't care, man.
Stephon Marbury is smiling somewhere.
Did I want to say yesterday was like some type of anniversary for the Tai Chi or something like that? And Lance just went off.
Oh,
on
Was
my
it?
God.
It was something. I saw something on Twitter about the Tai Chi.
Yeah. Lance had it cooking last night.
One, I saw somebody tweeting this out, and I think it's absolutely true. One thing that we are seeing is that there's not a ton of difference between the last 5 guys on any NBA roster and the best maybe 50 to 100 other guys around the world. Like, you could put other guys in a certain situation. You know, Lance Stevenson couldn't get a gig, and then he comes in and he scores 30 points in his first NBA game against the Nets and all that. We've seen a bunch of random dudes coming in and, like, putting up some decent numbers. Like, I think those last 5 spots on any NBA team pretty much are pretty, like, fungible. You can move those things around. There's a bunch of different dudes who are probably about as good as any of those other guys. The Grizzlies may be a little bit of an exception because they've got a little bit more depth, but I mean, even within the Grizzlies, they've got they filled out spots with some of these random guys that, frankly, you could pretty much put whoever in there and it probably would be okay. I think the depth is pretty wild. I think there's a lot of good basketball players.
Oh yeah, for sure. If you look at these guys that are, you saw Bismack Biyombo got a contract. It's really good to see a lot of these guys, these throwback players, get second chances, man, for sure.
How about Joe Johnson?
He got a chance. He got cut though.
He's already gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
Wow.
Your boy's trying to come back, man. Gerald Green, Grizzlies.
Yeah, Gerald Green.
Favorite. Yeah.
He's a Facebook legend, Gerald Green. I mean, if he's coming back, then you know that the Facebook is going to be excited. I can't believe the Grizzlies Facebook hadn't blown up on Lance Stevenson yet.
Should have got him, man. Should have got him already, man.
Should have kept him, man. Should have kept him
the whole time. Should have kept him.
Should have kept him, man.
Should have kept him.
It's just like people saying, we should have kept Steph Curry, man. Like, brother, you think like nobody is here from that back then? Like, you think that dude would have been here? Yeah.
The College Football Championship is here. It's on Monday, of course. And to celebrate, FanDuel Sportsbook is hooking new customers up with 30-1 enhanced odds on either team to win. That means you could bet $5 to win $150 on either Georgia or Alabama. Do you like? It's hard to beat a good team twice. I think Georgia might just sneak this thing out right there. But we'll talk more about it later in the week. But I might be kind of leaning Georgia on this one. $5 get you $150 with FanDuel Sportsbook. For new customers, use promo code BIGHEAD and make a deposit to claim your 30-1 enhanced odds. It's safe, secure, it's simple, it's easy to use. And when you win, FanDuel will pay your winnings in as little as 2 hours. If you already have FanDuel Sportsbook, guess what? FanDuel's got something for you, too. All customers, you can get hooked up with $50 when you refer a friend, plus your friend will get $50 too. And find out a little more about the referral contest. They've got a very, very special contest going on, too. Check it out at FanDuel Sportsbook. Don't miss your chance to win $150 off a $5 bet on the College Football Championship. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app or head to sportsbook.fanduel.com and sign up using promo code BIGHEAD to get 30-1 odds on either team to win. Must be 21 or older and present in Tennessee. New users only. $10 first deposit required. Must wager in designated offer market. Max bonus $150. Bonus for Tennessee users fulfilled in site credit within 72 hours. Tennessee site credit expires 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call TN Redline 1-800-889-9789. When we come back, we'll talk about tonight. Grizzlies and the Pistons. A chance for the Grizzlies to win game number 7 in a row. Get to 26 wins. And to continue that run against one of the worst teams in the league seems simple enough, but, there's always a complicating factor, isn't there? We'll talk about it when we continue here. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5.
Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio, presented by Tito's Vodka, from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
I'm Brian Elder, 867-0303. Hurricane season is upon us. Is your roof ready? Are your shingles laying down and sealed properly? Call me right now, 867-0303. They say you get what you pay for. That's why my opinion is free. Maybe you've got years of life left in your roof. If so, I'll tell you that. But if I find storm damage or a compromised roof system, I'll lay out some options for you. Don't let them tell you it needs to be replaced if it only needs a repair. Call me, 867-0303. Has your insurance company already seen it and rejected your claim? Maybe they're correct. Most of the time, they're not. They do tend to become more reasonable once I get involved, though. 867-0303. I'll measure your roof from outer space or BrianElderRoofing.com.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
There's just something about sitting in the perfect neighborhood bar, the atmosphere that only a neighborhood bar can have. And that's what's so great about Sweetgrass Next Door in the heart of Cooper Young. This is a bar where you can relax, enjoy great food, great drinks, and most importantly, great people. Whether it's the friendly staff, likely to remember you the next time you walk in the door, or the friendly customers, people you're going to want to remember the next time you walk in the front door. Sweetgrass Next Door is the ideal place to watch a game or make new friends. The next time you want to enjoy some time out of the house, make it Sweetgrass Next Door in the heart of Cooper Young.
Tired of waiting on your sportsbook? Waiting for deposits and withdrawals? No more waiting with Action 24/7. We're cutting out the middleman. Deposit or withdrawal in cash. Action 24/7 has more than 100 partners in Tennessee for cash deposits and withdrawals. Visit action247.com for a location. Cash deposits and withdrawals from your Tennessee sportsbook. Action247.com. You got action.
Must be 21 or older and in Tennessee. For problem gambling support, call 800-889-9789. this is John Conway with Conway Services. When was the last time you had your heating system cleaned? How about a safety inspection? Right now, Conway Service is offering our 16-point Energy Saver Super Tune-Up on your heating system for only $69. That's right, for only $69, we'll come out and perform our 16-point energy-saving Super Tune-Up on your heating system. We'll also include a complete safety inspection using our state-of-the-art camera system, making sure your heating system is safe to operate this winter. Plus, we'll run a carbon monoxide test on your heating system, all for only $69. You can have the peace of mind knowing your heating system is safe and ready for those cold winter nights. So call Conway Services, the Mid-South's premier heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric service company at 384-3511. That's 384-3511. Call this week, and we'll perform your heating system tune-up for only $57.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. This hour is brought to you by Poultry Power. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane.
Who that is?
How about you, Peter?
That is, of course, Billy Joe Travis. The Boogie Woogie Man.
Might well say that was Dirty White Girl and Dirty White Boy. Like, what
The Dirty White Girl. The Dirty White Boy.
What happened to her? Whatever happened to her? But anywho, what you guys have been listening to today, this was voted on by some WWE fans off of YouTube. This was the top 5 entrance songs of 2021. And Angel Garza is number 5. I went in from 1, obviously. Shinsuke.
My boy, Nakamura.
Yeah. Oh, that was an awesome entrance. But Angel Garza was number 5. So that's what we've been listening to. The people have spoken. They're actually nice tunes, though. I mean, each one in its own right, besides the Bray deal. Bray was kind of dark and gloomy, but other than that, the majority of them made you kind of dance.
Lance will make you dance.
Exactly. It's Lance that'll make you dance.
The King! Okay, you made your point. All right, Dirty White Boy. Dirty White Boy, what a name. I mean, what
happened to
Dirty
him?
White Boy.
He was like a USWA champion.
Dirty White Boy went on to be somebody in the WWE.
Yeah, Dirty White Boy would turn out to be
Skinner, right?
T.L. Hopper in the.
See, I didn't know that.
WWE.
I thought he fell
He's
out.
the wrestling plumber, Tony Anthony. And Kimberly was the Dirty White Girl.
Oh, he took her with him.
Dirty White Girl.
See, I didn't know that. I
Dirty
thought they
White
stopped
Boy.
after USWA.
They went on to the.
They did. Okay.
WWE.
He's a dirty white boy.
That was my boy there, man. Him and Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Speaking of Hot Stuff, boy.
Dirty White Boy.
So ridiculous.
What a name.
Hey, it worked. Saturday mornings it worked, man. It's,
Yeah.
it's embedded in my head. I can't forget it.
I suppose
His little
I
Jerry
suppose
curl
it is.
almost, or whatever he's supposed to.
He was a good. He was a good promo. Now he was a good promo. He would say some funny. I tell you what, man, something else tonight. It is Ja against Cade. It is Ja Morant continuing his assault on the record books and everything else that's going on. How do you see it tonight, Anthony Sane?
I think we win. I hope they don't kind of play down to this team. Hope they put them away pretty early. It's got those OKC vibes to it.
No Bane tonight, right, y'all?
Yeah, no Bane more than likely. Pistons had a back-to-back last night. Got smashed last night. Can't remember who they played against. They're on a back-to-back. The Grizzlies are riding high. Hope we can get this win extended out to 7 straight. I think they're like 11-point favorite, 11 or 12-point favorite.
13 last night, check.
Oh yeah, we need to win this game. Put them away early, man. Let's get them up out of here. Give them all an easy night.
It just does not. It doesn't matter who's playing and who's not. I don't. There's nobody. There's nobody that the Grizzlies can lose at this point. They just keep.
It seems that way.
Quick question to both of you
crazy.
guys. Isn't this like all bull crapping aside? Shouldn't Jaren put up 25 tonight?
I don't really know what their front line is. They got that crazy dude. What's his name?
but regardless.
Yeah, he should go off.
Jaren
should go off every night.
I'm not saying 18, 19. I mean legit 25. We know you can get us 2 blocks.
Yeah, Jaren should go off every night. Just want to be honest with you.
I mean, I don't. Here's the should thing with Jaren. There should with anybody. I think he certainly. He's certainly capable of it, but that's not necessarily his deal. Like, we've seen whenever he plays with Ja, his usage goes way down. His number of shots and all that stuff just goes way down. He doesn't get as many looks, so he's not going to get as many. That's the way that it goes. Unfortunately, it does seem that the way that they play just kind of doesn't. It doesn't lead to both those guys getting opportunities simultaneously. It just doesn't seem to lead that way, for whatever reason. There could be some good explanation for that, maybe not. I think those guys they like each other. I don't think they have any issue with each other. They theoretically could play well, but I don't know.
I feel like Jaren could give you prime Anthony Davis numbers if he wanted to. If he wanted to,
like
Anthony, if he wanted to, he could give you 27.
Well, you're saying he doesn't
11
want to?
and do it against Detroit.
Let me just make this clear. He's saying like, I just don't want to do that. I'd rather not do that.
It's an effort thing, Pete. I think you have to
you
have
think
it
he's
in
not
you.
playing hard? Like that's just not him. He's not a rebounder, first of all. So he's not going to get the rebounders. That's not going to happen. He's not a rebounder. As far as the scoring and stuff goes, yeah, I think he's done a better job of that. You saw him in that Cleveland game. He went going right at Evan Mobley, going right at guys. Like he's gotten physically stronger. The 3-point shot hasn't fallen. If he ever figures out how to shoot threes again, he's really going to be dangerous.
Is he not first team all defense? If not second,
no,
correct?
Not yet.
He might be a little second.
He may be second. He may be second.
Second to third-ish, maybe in that neighborhood. I don't think he's first yet, but he has moments when he has moments when he looks that way.
Yeah,
he definitely has.
He might get a little nerd vote.
All first team.
Mm-hmm. I hadn't thought about it. Look at you there.
I got to make up for these 2s and 3s.
Yeah, these 2s and 3s been shooting.
Malcolm Davis.
But I do think that as far as the Grizzlies are concerned, the way they're playing right now and how well things are going, they're going to hit a bump. It's going to happen. But just how strongly they played, and if you look at some of these, like the overall power rankings and stuff, they're getting up into the top 10, top 5. Mm-hmm. They are. How many teams would you say right now are definitively 100% better than the Grizzlies? Like for sure.
3
in the NBA. How many teams would you say?
Maybe 3 or 4.
4 tops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now that doesn't mean that I would predict the Grizzlies to beat them in a 7-game series. I still wouldn't predict the Grizzlies to beat the Nets in a 7-game series, for example, or the Bucks, or the Warriors, or the Suns, or even the Jazz. I wouldn't predict that. But beyond that, I would say they'd be competitive with pretty much everybody else.
Yeah, I could see us winning our first round playoff series.
Which tells you again how far how far they've come. Mm-hmm. And I do think we talked about with Omari earlier on. I do think that I think the Grizzlies still. Another temptation at this point is to kind of lay low. I'm sure that Zach Kleiman, you look around at the division right now, you are comfortably ahead in the division. You're comfortably in 4th spot. You're feeling good. And, you've still got those 3 picks and you got a young team and all that stuff. So that the temptation is probably to lay low and maybe not rock the boat, not do anything, see how things go. That you could definitely do that. That'd be fine. But I think, with these assets, especially with those picks, the value in those picks is going to be trading them one way or the other, whether it's now or whether it's in the offseason. The value in those picks is trading them because the Grizzlies, you have so many young players right now that you are trying to give minutes to and that are trying to develop, and you've started to develop a real core and a real chemistry. In order to get pick, you've already seen with Zaire Williams, you need to give consistent minutes to a pick. It needs to have a consistent role, or else he's not going to look that great, and he's going to be a problem for your team. So next few years, they're going to be competing, trying to win. Mm-hmm. You're not going to have necessarily a role for two rookies in the rotation. Yeah. That's not usually what happens when you're winning games. So those picks have value in trade situations. Okay, well, that's cool, right? Let's see what they can do. now's the time to push the limit and to go for a Jeremy Grant or to go for, use those picks in that kind of a way. And it might seem like you're pushing your chips in this year, but that's not really the case. What you're doing is giving yourself the best opportunity to maximize the assets you have without wasting them by drafting a bunch of dudes that aren't really going to play.
Right, for sure.
If the season ended right now, the picks would be 18, 25, and 28.
And I'm not holding on to none of those. Like, I'm not excited about any of that. 18 is what the Lakers pick?
Yes, sir. 18.
Yeah, I'm not. If push comes to shove, if I can get someone who values that, who wants those picks, yeah, they'd be up out of here for me if I was making that decision.
Grizzlies are 16-4 since the end of November.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Awesome. Hey, Peter, my last question. Is Ja in line? Because I'm pretty sure he's going to make first, second, or third All-NBA. Is he in line for one of those Luka contracts, seeing how Luka made first team, but he was still under his rookie deal? He had the largest. He would
qualify if you get an All-NBA.
Uh-huh.
If you are in the MVP top 3 MVP, I forget.
I thought it boosted him because he made All-NBA.
Yeah, you have to be. It's one of the All-NBA teams for sure. There's also some other components to it. But he could well, if he ends up in that department, then you deal with it. But yes, if you end up with an All-NBA squad for second or third year, so you have to. So basically, that's how it works. If you are an All-NBA player,
I made him some money.
First, second, or third team. If he gets the All-NBA team this year, then he would be eligible for the Supermax extension.
Buy me something to eat, I just thought about.
Or if he wins MVP, that would count as well. Or if he's named Defensive Player of the Year, that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
Don't expect him to be named Defensive Player of the Year.
No. Me either.
Those are the criteria, though, for Supermax. Could it? A couple of them, though. We got to get out of here. Coming up next, it is sports time. Everybody be safe in the snowy, very cold Thursday. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
It's a new year. That means it's time for a floor model sale at Family